Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Jackie, this is Slumber Party, and you're like, really pretty. Today we're going to be talking about parasocial relationships, which has been a hot button topic on YouTube for a while now. We wanted to add to the conversation, especially while living through this pandemic. But first, what is a parasocial relationship? Parasocial relationships originate from another concept, parasocial interaction theory. The theory examines the interaction between a media user and the media being consumed. These interactions lead to parasocial relationships, or one-sided relationships that can occur between a media user and the media being consumed. Just like the one we have, Rebecca. Parasocial interaction theory first looked at the relationships between fictional characters in traditional mass media and their consumers. But you can form a parasocial relationship through all kinds of media, and the characters no longer have to be completely fictional.
Hey, bestie.
With the start of this blessed platform I'm broadcasting from, parasocial relationships are alive and thriving, like new growth after hitting 6 months relaxer free. Now, parasocial relationships kind of get a bad rap on YouTube. A lot of videos already on this subject conclude that these one-sided relationships are not good for your mental health. They talk about how exploitative they can be. Oh, but that's not like something that's happening between us or whatever. Duh. Right, that's what I said. I mean, sure. You're probably watching this on your phone, your neck all scrunched up, blue light going directly into your corneas, having to take breakfast because you're looking up where to buy this impeccable shirt I'm wearing via the link I conveniently put in the description box because I knew you'd love this top, Rebecca. What? Okay, look, I'm just a seemingly well-adjusted, stylish, blemish-free, walking, talking model minority myth denier, but most importantly, I'm your friend. I would never use our parasocial relationship to get you to buy more things using an affiliate link that gives me a generous commission. Without a disclaimer. But some of my colleagues on here do it all the time. At the end of the day, whatever warm and gushy feelings those YouTubers get from you watching their content is made even sweeter by a monthly check made of your Serb and Stimmy. And no, Serb and Stimmy is not the Scandinavian remake of Queen and Slim. When the person you thought was a friend turns out to be just another slutty little capitalist, that can be disappointing. But it can also be really isolating. Hang on now, let me finish. I'm not just gonna drag you and then leave you in the wind. Parasocial relationships don't have to be all bad. Take it from me. We've been in this goddamn pamphlet for how long now? As an extroverted introvert, being deprived of social connection has been draining. The extrovert in me craves company while the introvert has been mulling over past failures and embarrassments to a pulp. It's gotten even harder these days with the amount of pain and loss at the hands of white supremacy and colonialism. People who look like my family, my friends. Do you know how hard it is to wake up alone, sulk to your phone to find some sort of social connection in a timeline, to only be bombarded with more trauma? And then to not be able to grieve with your people through moments of joy, like dancing or eating out or just seeing each other in the flesh. Processing this trauma alone is not easy, and that's where my parasocial relationships come in. Take Last Chance U basketball. This Netflix docuseries follows the men's basketball team at East Los Angeles College as they attempt to bring home the state championship for the first time. This team of black men, and Mark.
You know what I'm saying? Which I'm rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us.
Are led by Coach Mosley. Watching these men, I was overwhelmed by the depth of humanity that the filmmakers captured. I say overwhelmed not because I think these men are not complex, but because it's so rare to see black men depicted as human beings in the first place. I used to think men didn't have a socially acceptable and accessible lane for self-development, but I've come to realize that it's sports. These men are fighting the inner and outer demons that tell them that they're insignificant on and off the court. Pardon my pun, but ball really is life. And without spoilers, this series becomes even more relevant and communal by the end. I bawled like a baby during the finale, screaming through sobs, "These are my men!" Because they fucking are. And they deserve to take up space and get the chance to realize their full potential. Hang on, girl. No, that's not what I mean. You have enough athleisure to start your own white lady Foot Locker. Empty that cart. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Honestly, I get it. I don't look as glamorous as I do on a day-to-day basis. Some days, I too worry how I'll manage to roll myself out of bed. The simplest of tasks become impossible. But that's where I lean into my parasocial relationships again. I watch YouTubers that break down their daily routine, capturing every one of their tasks, no matter how mundane. Take Jen Im and Sophia Chang. They're two Korean American women who have documented their lives for years on YouTube, and the pandemic is no exception. Eat, work out, read a book, take a walk. These tasks are simple and far from revolutionary, but when I'm at my lowest mentally, I often just need to model my actions after someone else to tell me how to take care of myself. Eat, work out, read a book, take a walk. At the end of the day, that's what these tasks are, taking care of yourself. Look, you're up! That's amazing. Now, one more thing before I let you go. I've told you the good in parasocial relationships, but the good doesn't always cancel out the bad, so how do we mitigate? You're gonna tell us, Rebecca? Or?
Me?
Yes, you. Look, there's only so much a girl can say about parasocial relationships when I don't even know who I'm in a relationship with. Plus, I got the circulation of a rectangle, so I gotta move around so I can feel my little piggies again. Oh, yeah. And then back. Okay. And then one more. Yeah. And then again. Look at the side. Oh, yeah. And then the left. Okay, around. Down. Okay.
The first step in being in a healthy parasocial relationship is knowing you're in a parasocial relationship. If I'd learned more about media literacy at a younger age, maybe I could have been more self-aware and not gotten so starstruck and over-identified with certain YouTubers. Instead, I grew up around a lot of media panic. Media panic occurs when adults become morally polarized. They have these emotionally charged reactions to the appearance of new media. It's especially happens when consumers of the new media are young people. And so when YouTube became this viable career option, adults kind of freaked out that the platform was influencing negatively the hashtag youth. And so they started warning other parents and telling them to write hate speeches online and basically getting these parents to monitor, really police these kids' activity online. I don't think these fears about young people getting taken advantage of online is necessarily irrational or overprotective, because I was totally messed up by YouTubers like Shane Dawson as a teen. But as I grew older, I've learned to self-reflect about who I'm watching. I recognize that I don't actually know the people I'm watching personally, nor are these people even real. It can be tough to realize you're in a parasocial relationship. And that doesn't just apply to us consumers, but for the performers too. YouTubers don't always play a passive role in a parasocial relationship. It's actually a two-way relationship for many. Take one of the most popular videos for content creators, the "I'm back"
Did you miss me?
posts. You know, it's that video or note app press release where one of your timeline faves makes their long-awaited return to the virtual spotlight they created for themselves after having to go inward to find themselves, to redefine their boundaries with their chosen platform, then only to ultimately come back for more. These posts seem to come from YouTubers who fail to manufacture an online persona that is separate enough from their real life, most likely in the hopes of being more relatable. But here's the thing. You can be relatable without being completely yourself.
Wow, that's a good message.
I don't need to know your cousin's, mom's, hamster's blood type is the reason why your parents got a divorce for me to like you. My timeline is so oversaturated at this point that you'll never really be that special to me.
If you like the last 12 posts on my Instagram, I'll follow you back.
Okay. That brings me to step number 2 in being in a healthy parasocial relationship. Be intentional with who and what you're consuming. Look out for other creators who are also self-aware of their role in a parasocial relationship as you are now or are learning to be. Rachel from That Chic recently said in a vlog that the way she decides to share personal thoughts, reflections, and experiences on her YouTube channel is whether or not she believes it's actually relevant and therefore helpful for her audience. This helps her toe that line between, what should be private and what can be shared. This kind of clear communication around transparency is as necessary as it is refreshing when it comes to parasocial relationships. As young people, we need to give ourselves some agency. Money makes the world go round, so where we spend our money, whether purchasing directly or like clicking on monetized videos where we, point our eyeballs at content, we're imbuing that with power. So consume ethically, folks. If not to curb the platforms of YouTubers spouting shit, but for your own mental health. No to doom scrolling in 2021, okay? No to watching YouTubers' apologies that just like make them money and then make you feel bad, okay? As for the final step, as much as watching a vlog about a group of influencers hanging out with their friends feels like the real thing, it's not. You have to remember to nurture your real life relationships however you can. Whether that's like a quick FaceTime call,
Hey, babe!
or a socially distanced walk, it's always something. So go forth, glide frictionlessly through your day thanks to your legging-clad lower half, knowing that you have virtual and IRL people who can support you when you feel bad and you can't support yourself. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.